Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show on this Monday morning. And you know when you hear that song, and now especially that we've got joyous harmonies in the studio, it's time for the Culinary Hotline bling. Sing, sing, sing! In harmony, that's how we like it. Celebrating and bringing in the festive season. Of course, in South Africa, it is a time that is synonymous with the cutting of a fruit cake and sharing this very traditionally sweet treat with your loved ones. But can you bake a fruit cake like your mum or your granny? Chances are probably not, because you forgot to write down the recipe or take notes when you were supposed to. Gosh, as someone who's never baked a fruit cake before, can you believe it? Our very own in-house foodie, Anél. Yes, it's true. And so we thought that today is the absolute perfect time for her to master the art of fruit cake baking. And here to put Anél through her paces is Chef Mynhardt Joubert, who's here to, of course, he's a renowned fruit cake maker. And he's brought a very special South African Springbok celebratory fruit cake this morning. Yeah. Great to have you here, Mynhardt. How are you?
Gold, well, and you?
Excellent, excellent. And Anél also is embracing the champion spirit, as one should.
I'm so excited. I love the book.
You were saying during the break you are?
Book,
We'll leave that there.
Yeah, we'll leave that there.
For those that don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself. This is your first time in our kitchen.
This is my very first time on the Espresso show, and it's such a huge privilege and an honor. And my name is Mynhardt Joubert, and I'm from Paarl. I'm a chef there. I've got a kitchen in my house where I cook from, and people can come and eat in my house, and that's where we work from and do food photography and all kinds of things. So
that's amazing.
That's what we're about.
And you also make some of the most stunning fruit cakes out there. Now, you brought us a very special recipe today, haven't you?
I did. Brought you a very special recipe. My sister actually sent me this cake one Christmas, and I was very down. It was such a low part of my life.
Yeah.
And she sent me this beautiful Christmas cake in the post.
Van die Vrystaat.
Van die Vrystaat.
In the post.
In the post. And this cake arrived, and I opened it up, and it was just filled with so much love and joy and things. And I just fell in love with it from the first bite.
Yeah.
So I was also not a fruitcake fan.
Yeah.
But since that day, when I just realized how much things can be imparted with a cake and a gift, you know.
Absolutely.
And then is when he started baking cakes, because now he's selling these fruit cakes and he posts it all over the country.
Yeah,
like his sister posted him a cake.
And I guess that's the wonderful thing about fruit cakes. You can actually post them, unlike most other cakes. But Anél, how have you not baked a fruit cake before?
Oh, I hate fruit cake. My mom had this big, heavy, black fruit cake every year in an orange Tupperware, and she forced it. She'd slice it in like finger type of slices, and we had to eat this with a cup of tea, and it was just not my taste.
You make it sound like it was the worst.
I know. And then Mynhardt came along, and there we've got it. He changed me completely. Yeah. His cake is like the Versace of all cakes.
Hey,
with all the bling and all the
You can see it. It's got that glisten, that gloss about it.
Yes.
And the presentation itself is just absolutely beautiful. So is this the packaging that you would send?
Yes. Those are the boxes that we send it in. So so it's like a little gift. Everybody opens up a gift from my kitchen.
That's absolutely incredible. All right, so let's get to the very basics of what's the first thing you need to do in order to master baking a fruitcake.
Yes, so Anél, you're going to help us here, and we are going to line the tin.
Okay.
So this is the very basis. This is a very important part of doing it.
Yeah.
And we're going to put 3 layers of baking paper.
3
layers of baking paper. Yeah.
Just pass me that tin quickly. This is not a special kind. This is just a baking tin that you can find anywhere,
you can buy
right?
at any baking shop. And I like the size and I like the look of it. So this is going to work for our cake.
So now 3 layers, you said.
3 layers. Okay, cool. So I think let's start with just a little bit of a spritz of
spray, like the spray.
This anti-stick.
The whole thing now. Oh.
Yes. Okay, well.
Don't get high on us.
Oh my word. Okay,
that's done.
Layer number 1.
So where does this one go?
At the bottom.
At the bottom.
Yeah, and in the olden days they used to use pork fat or butter or whatever to sort of line the tins.
Okay, layer
so
number
things
1.
don't stick. Okay, then you can give it another quick little.
Oh my gosh, this is like
that's enough.
This is like a scratchbook project.
Yes. Okay, and then number 3.
Why do you layer it so much?
Because you want to... the thing with this cake is that we retain as much moisture and goodness in the cake. We don't want a dry cake at the end of the day. We want something
looks like streamers I can hang up.
So the...
And there's actually niks as 'n droë koek nie. Like dry cake is terrible. Like even when you go to your most expensive restaurant and you might have had the best meal, if the cake is dry, it ruins everything.
Yeah.
So what do I do with it?
Just roll it up, sort of loosely, sort of
like this.
Yeah.
Laat rol, Anél.
Rol om genade. Ek weet nie wat hier aangaan nie. I said this goes square, but now I'm going all round.
Now you're going to put it in the middle.
And then you release
in the middle.
And then you sort of take the one end and you just press it into...
Makes it easier to roll out.
Just a little bit of a spray. And that also helps it to stick.
Okay, so I roll it up and then I just...
So be prepared to go through at least 3 cans.
Yeah, and people used to do this with brown paper. They used to do newspaper, allerlei goedes.
And you spray some more.
And then I go like this. My mom used to do it with a brown paper that we, van ons boeke oorgedra het. That paper.
So while you're buying the stuff for the stationery, you might as well buy an extra roll.
So for Christmas, you someone buys for the new year for the books.
And you wrap all your gifts
So
with
that
it
is
as well.
that.
So, by the way, if you've just joined us, Chef Mynhardt Joubert is showing us how to make the perfect fruitcake, especially if you're going to be preparing one right now.
Yes.
And then starting to, because people like to feed it all kinds of drink and whatnot, so that by the time you cut it up on New Year's Day or on Christmas Day, I cook
nice and juicy.
Anyway, I don't think it's such a success, but
it's
anyway.
a big success. It's
Are
a big
you
success.
sure? Because it doesn't look like
in the batter now, it's going to sort of squeeze it into the corners.
Look at that.
My first fruitcake line.
You just managed the basics right. Anyway, we're going to be getting back to you to make this cake a little bit later on. But we do have great news for you. So we are giving away one of Mynhardt's fruitcakes. So to stand a chance to win a fruitcake, visit the Espresso Facebook page and then comment on the competition post by telling us who in your family makes the very best fruitcake and what makes it so special. Terms and conditions for the competition can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. And when we come back, we'll be continuing our journey into fruitcake baking right here on the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Sing, sing, sing!
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline Bling. That can only mean one thing.
You're back with us again for the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Sing, sing, sing! Chef Mynhardt's in the studio teaching Anél and myself how to make a Christmas cake or a fruit cake, which is ideally usually made during Christmas time. And of course, if you've never made one before, then you know that the very basics that we started off with was lining your cake tin very well. 3 layers, because you want to maintain and retain all of the moisture within the cake. By the way, there's also an opportunity for you to win one of Chef Mynhardt's cakes. All you got to do is go onto our Espresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page and let us know who in your family makes the best fruit cake and why. What makes it so special? T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. So let's get right back into it, guys. We've got the cake tin lined. What is next?
Okay, wonderful. So, Anél, you're going to be making this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got some water over there that's been boiling and hot. Yeah. So can we turn up the heat over there?
Okay,
So you want it at the highest?
Okay.
Yeah, it needs to start boiling. So we're going to add butter to it. And just let that melt into it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then soon after that, you can put in your dates. Over here,
I just actually had a date now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
they're good, eh?
I had a date last night.
How was your date? Oh, no.
My mama used to, you know those big rock dates? It's like a harde blokke dates. Do you remember those?
Yes,
and then I had to soak them in the water and cut them very hard. I love these
No
ones.
wonder you hated fruitcake.
So what we want to do now is to soften up the dates, and that's actually quite a quick process. And the dates give a lot of beautiful sort of texture and moisture to the cake.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of
had one of those
sweetness as well.
date breads? It's very much, so it's much like that.
This is what I don't like. You know what I don't like about this, and this is is this orange peel.
Really?
The orange peel thingy.
I love those.
I don't know why. Do you like the orange peel thingy?
Yeah, on its own, it's not the most pleasant thing.
I know.
I think once it's got moisture on it, and when you bite into it, and it just kind of...
Can you buy this without orange peel?
You can.
Oh, you can?
Yeah,
okay, now I'm happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
yeah.
add
So
this?
in goes the fruitcake mix. Yeah. So we're going to stir that through.
So you buy the whole packet as is.
Yeah. The whole
And then you
packet
get your
as
children,
is.
you spread it across the table, and then you get your children to remove all the orange pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep them busy.
Okay,
then?
cool. All right, so we can now add our golden sultanas.
Oh, they look lovely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
If you don't like sultanas, you can at this stage add something like cranberries, which
Oh.
will also be nice and adds nice color and
Yes.
texture.
Yes.
You can also add green figs if you like.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah,
this
you can jazz it up.
But it's like fresh green figs or dried green figs?
No, the preserved green
Preserved.
figs.
So you
yeah.
can't use fresh fruit in here?
No, it'll just cook away. You
Oh,
won't
okay.
see it, yeah.
Okay.
No?
Okay, now you can add your nuts.
Julle
And
geniet.
while
Yeah,
Anél
and
does
then you
that,
can-
sorry, just 1 second.
Yes, yes.
SMS the keyword cake to 33728. Please continue.
Okay. Yeah, you can
Nuts?
add any nuts. I sort of go for the cheaper options. Almonds looks like the most affordable nuts
Yeah.
at the moment.
And
And yeah, and
Nadine?
then lastly our brown sugar. Now I love like a really dark sort of a muscovado sugar in the cake. It just adds that beautiful rich sort of caramelly texture to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that you can just
Ja, dis calorieë die hoor.
Ja.
Definitely plan to have the cake after lunch and then plan a family walk around the block
What is this?
for the after that. It's a lot of calories in it. What is
okay.
that? Yeah.
So that's baking soda. So that you're going to add to the mix. And what is wonderful about that, that is also going to change the color of the cake. It's going to make it darker.
Is that going to taste like baking soda?
No, not at all.
Oh,
and
look
look,
at
it's starting to bubble. Can you see
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it sort of rises up.
So how long does this boil now?
That boils for only 5 minutes. You only need to cook it for
Wow.
5 minutes. And then you need to let it cool down, like we've done over here.
Yes.
Okay.
So our mix over here, oh, it's heavy.
That
You
is-
see, that's why. The fruitcake is so heavy.
Wow.
Is this a recipe for one?
For one.
All right. So
Yeah,
once that mix has come out 5 minutes later and it's looking something like that,
You
what do you
did
do
like more.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. You can see the
Okay.
richness and the texture and the.
Okay, is this a bar?
Okay, yeah. Now
This
we
is a
need another
completely
mixing bowl.
indulgent recipe, isn't it?
Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, over the top.
So now you're going to add your eggs.
In there?
Yeah, eggs in there. And then we're going to add a generous amount of brandy. If you don't want to add brandy to your cake, you can add anything like pineapple juice or cranberry juice
Yeah.
or orange juice, or it just needs a liquid.
All of those juices that you've mentioned ferment.
Yes.
So is fermentation an important part of this?
I don't think so.
Okay. No, 'cause I'm just wondering whether
I think it's for flavour.
Okay,
Yeah,
just for the
just the
flavour.
flavour,
All
yeah,
right. I just
yeah.
thought it might have to do
It's
something
some of our
with the
Muslim
alcohol kind of
friends.
breaking down
Yeah.
the I guess the molecules to soften it and give it a bit more
Exactly, yeah,
and
yeah,
act as
yeah.
a preservative as well.
Exactly.
And now
yes.
I added some vanilla.
Yes,
So
now
does
you
this
add
go
the
in
vanilla
here?
and just smell. Oh, it smells like Christmas.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
Genade. Now what
you
about
can-
this? This is
I'm gonna
cinnamon.
show you
There's a
now.
bit of
Now
a-
you can
So I
add,
add this in here.
It's got a bit of an eggnog thing about it.
I know. We are getting into the Christmas
Oh,
feel.
that looks good, Anél.
Is it?
Yeah, that looks beautiful.
It feels like I'm mixing like the witches mix,
Yeah,
like a
nee.
big thing or something like that.
Hamlet.
So this is like some cinnamon
You
and a
can
bit
add
of
the
salt. And now we're just gonna add
Yes.
some
And
flour.
now, lastly, we're gonna, you can add the flour.
Jo, maar dis 'n dik storie.
Ja,
dis
ja.
'n-
That's good. Moet ek jou help?
Ja, ek dink jy moet daai storie vir
And
my
then you
probeer.
add, as I go along, you add the cherries.
Jy moet vinnig maak ons
Ja.
te baie tyd.
Okay, so guys, when you come to this part, don't over stir it.
Okay.
Because then you're going to
cherries.
break up the fruit. And we want those big, beautiful red and green cherries.
You don't want to mush.
No, we don't want to mush.
Okay, SMS the
Yeah.
keyword cake to 33728. We'll send you the list of ingredients as well as a link to the recipe, and you can make your
So we
very
have to-
own fruit cake.
You have to put it in here now.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Okay, let me just get
Yeah.
this
Now.
little bits of
Yeah,
flour.
dit is
out.
This is now where you get your uncle,
amper daar,
who's at the
amper
back
daar.
watching the game,
Yeah.
and you get the kids as well.
Can I have the satisfaction of
Yes.
pouring in my first fruitcake?
Everyone
My
You
first
can,
tin?
you can, you
Help
can.
me.
Kan
I'll
ek
hold it for
asseblief
you.
dit doen? And this is with pride and joy that I'm doing
Beautiful,
this. And I
beautiful.
think it will be the last time in my life. but I'm doing this.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
So
that's
once
going
it's
really well.
that's done, how long does it go into the oven for?
It depends. You need to watch it, but normally it's sort of close to 2 hours, and you put it in at like 120 degrees.
Okay.
But according to sea level and your oven and whatever, just keep testing it with a
Toothpick.
yeah, or with a toothpick or a knife or whatever.
Yes.
But eventually it will, yeah.
And then once it's done, it's cooled lovely like that.
Yeah.
You feed it some brandy or some juice as you like,
Yes,
as you
yes,
go
yes.
along until the day you decide to crack it open for the entire family to enjoy. Mynhardt, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Wonderful
You're
stuff.
welcome.
If you'd like to win one of Mynhardt's famous fruitcakes, all you got to do is head on over to our Espresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. Let us know who in your family makes the best fruitcake, why, what makes it so special, and we could be sending a cake all the way to your doorstep. And of course, if you're looking for the terms and conditions that apply, go to expressoshow.com. Anél, congratulations.
But that was quick, eh? That's it.
Nessebolk.
Yeah.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline Bling. That can only mean one thing.
Welcome back to it, the Culinary Hotline Bling. Sing, sing, sing. It's hot and we're doing the thing. Fruitcakes are what we're talking about today. But the question is, have you ever tried fruitcake with cheese? Or maybe heard about a fruitcake platter? Well, this is not something that you hear about very often, but Chef Mynhardt is here, exactly. He's going to be showing us exactly how to do it. So we've gone through the basics of showing you how to make a beautiful fruitcake, retaining all those beautiful moistures in there and the flavors of all the different fruits. And you can SMS the keyword cake to 33728 and we'll send you what you need in terms of a link to the recipe as well as the ingredients list. So now that you've made it, and it's been, you said how long? 4 hours?
3.
3 hours, sorry. 3 hours at about
One of the things,
120 degrees Celsius. You've been checking it. It comes out nice and clean, looking as beautiful as that. Now it's time for you to present it so that everyone around the table can enjoy it.
Yes.
So how do we go about doing that?
We thought, you know, there's like the old school way of just drinking it with tea or coffee. But Anél came up with the wonderful concept of let's do a platter.
Yeah, because that conjures bad
Yeah.
memories for her.
Very bad memories. Like a stuk vrugtekoek en 'n koppie tee.
Yeah.
All right, so how do you suggest we do it, Chef Mynhardt?
So what we suggest is for the festive season and for entertaining, what would be great is doing it on a platter.
Okay.
So if you want to slice just like nice sort of edible sizes that people can grab with their hands, and then we're just going to arrange it on this platter here. Oh, this fruitcake is just beautiful, and it's moist.
Moist,
And
it's
it's
falling
Yeah, it's very
apart.
moist, you can tell.
lovely.
So we're going to
So-
serve it with some fruit and what
Yes.
else?
Fruit, and we're going to put chocolate on it. We're going to put some cheese with it.
Cheese?
Yeah.
But that should actually be quite, it should balance off quite nicely because you've got this very,
Exactly.
very sweet
Yeah.
fruit cake and then the savory side of the cheese, right?
Exactly, and we've got beautiful cheeses here. We've got Parmesan cheese. We've got a mature cheddar. We've got some blue cheese or gorgonzola.
Wow.
And then what is this?
That is a mature Gouda.
A mature Gouda. Okay,
Yeah,
should I start cutting that?
Yes, you start cutting that.
Yes.
I'm going to work on
By the way,
these.
do you work with some kind of preconceived plan of how you're going to do this, or do you just kind of go at it? Do you allow the creativity to flourish and happen in the moment?
I think there should be a little bit of amount of planning and shopping involved, of course, but I think people should use what they've got. And especially in the festive season, our fridges are all stacked and full, and just
goodness, look
use
at
all the goodies that you have.
It's all coming together so nicely,
Yeah.
and you at home can
Exactly.
SMS the keyword cake to 33728. We'll send you the list of the ingredients as well as a link to this particular fruit cake recipe, specially made by Chef Mynhardt. And of course, if you'd like to win one of his beautiful fruit cakes and you'd like to have it sent to you, then what you've got to do is go on to our Espresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page, and there, let us know on the competition post. Let us know who makes the best fruitcake in your family, why, what makes it so special. Perhaps it could be because they know how to decorate nicely like we've done over here. We've got a Springbok World Cup winning inspired
Ja, nee.
fruitcake here. It's got green and gold all over the place. I'm going to let you guys carry on with that. And one more time, SMS the keyword cake to 33728.
You know what's nice about this, Kat? Because fruitcakes last a long time.
Yes.
So you can do this over Christmas season as well, but like even New Year, the fruitcake will still be perfect. So even for a New Year's platter, you can have drinks with this, with your champagne.
Oh, excellent. Tell me, what do they mean when they talk about ripening the cake?
Yes, talk to them, Mynhardt.
Yes, so ripening the cake means that you add moisture to the cake, and usually that is done with a brandy. And I love putting brandy on the cake because it just adds more of that sort of caramelly, beautiful flavour. It keeps it moist and soft, and it also preserves it. So I've had people who've kept this cake for like over 2 years, and then phone me up and say, "We've just opened the cake and it's still beautiful." So, yeah,
2 years later.
2 years later, can you believe it?
But you can
Away
also
from that
use
thing will be knockout.
fruit juice, guys. If
Yes,
you don't.
fruit juice as well. It's not always brandy.
Yes, some cherries. Where's that gouda? Did you get some of that gouda on here?
Not yet.
You're still
Mynhardt,
carrying
thank you
on.
very, very much. Anél, I hope that you
welcome,
learned
you're
something
welcome.
about fruitcake making today,
Look at
and that
this.
you at home did as well. SMS cake to 33728 and ta-da! There it is.
This is
Beautiful.
gorgeous.
Yeah, and while we marvel at that, maybe invite some of the crew to come and have
Yes.
a pick at that platter. Let's quickly take a break. Come, guys.